Okay, so now question number 3. A particle P of mass m kg is attached to one end of a light inextensible string of length 2.6 meter. So this is your particle P of mass m kg is attached to one end of a light inextensible string, and this is your string which is of length 2.6 meter, and this is attached with the other end of the string is attached to a fixed point on a horizontal ceiling. This is where it is attached at this point. Now they say the particle is held in equilibrium. So this is your important thing, that the particle is held in equilibrium by a force of magnitude 35 newtons. So by this force, this is held in equilibrium. So we have an equilibrium condition, so we will be applying the same rules for it. Like sum of the forces is going to be equals to 0, or you can say the right forces are equals to left and upward forces are equal to downward forces. Secondly, they say this force is acting in a vertical plane which is perpendicular to the ceiling and contains the string. So this force is acting perpendicular to the plane where the ceiling and the string is. Secondly, the force acts in a direction perpendicular to the string. Also, this force is acting perpendicular to the string as shown in the diagram. The tension in the string is T Newton and the vertical distance of P from the ceiling is 2.4 meters. Okay, and find in either order the value of M and the value of T. So which things are given to us? The particle is of mass m kg. So first of all, when we will be representing the mass on this, so we'll be pointing it downwards and it will be mg. The weight would be mg. Second thing is given that 2.6 meters is the distance, is the length of the string. Then lastly, the force is of magnitude 35 Newton as represented on the diagram. And the tension. Yeah, now we need to talk about the tension in the string. So tension will be always away from the point of observation. So this is your string. So your tension must be this one. Yeah. Okay, away from the point of observation, and that's it. This is the only string we have. Now, this is attached with the string. Okay. Now, lastly, one more information was given, and that is this distance is 2.4 meters. This one. Now, we need to find M and T. So first of all, as always, we have to resolve the forces. So first, resolving the forces horizontally and vertically. For the force 35 Newton, this will be this way and this way. But we are not sure about the angle, so just skip this for a while. Just randomly name them for now. Let's call this to be, I'm calling this one to be alpha and this one to be theta. Now, if we have this to be T at an angle theta, so we need to also resolve the forces in this direction. So, yeah, this way. And this way. Okay, and let's name it. This is going to be T cos theta. This is going to be T sin theta. So well and good. Now, the thing is, we are in all this working, the main thing is that we don't know what is theta and what is alpha. So start finding the theta first. And how can we find it? As you can see that there is a triangle, seems to be like this one. I'm talking about this triangle for which hypotenuse is 2.6 meter and the perpendicular or the opposite length is 2.4 meters. So I am going to use this triangle to find out theta. So your sine theta would be, we are dealing with the opposite over hypotenuse, so we'll be dealing with sine theta. So sine theta will be equals to 2.4 over 2.6. And theta comes out to be sine inverse of 2.4 over 2.6. Okay, so the thing is, you can either solve it or you can keep it in this way. I recommend to keep it in this whole form. So when we'll be solving our angle in the end, we'll get the accurate values. So keep it this way. Now we need to find the alpha. If you look at the alpha, you can see that this is a straight line and this whole will become 180 degree, out of which this much is 90. So can we say that alpha will be equals to 180 minus 90 minus theta? Okay, so I'm using the same way. So alpha would be equals to 180 degrees minus 90 minus theta. Okay, and you can write it to be 180 minus 90 minus sine inverse of 2.4 over 2.6, or you can say 180 minus 90. You can solve just this one, 90 minus sine inverse of 2.4 over 2.6. So this is your alpha and this is your theta. Okay, let's move on to the next thing, that is your actual working, and that is that your system is in the equilibrium. So when it is equilibrium, so what we do, up forces equals to down. So what are your upward forces? We can clearly see from the diagram. Up forces are T sine theta plus 35 sine alpha. Oh, I didn't wrote it here in the alpha form. So this is 35 sine alpha and this is 35 cos alpha. Okay, yeah. So plus 35 sine alpha and downward forces is mg, where g will take it to be 10. Okay, so this is your first equation by using up equals to down, or you can substitute some of the values that are known to us, and that is theta. Theta is sine inverse of 2.4 over 2.6, so we can directly substitute this. Sine and sine inverse will be cancelled out. I'm doing this one step. Theta is sine inverse of 2.4 over 2.6 plus 35 sine of alpha, and alpha is 90 minus sine inverse of 2.4 over 2.6 equals mg. Okay, now just cancel out this and this will become t times 2.4 over 2.6 plus the rest will be as it is. So this is your first equation to find out M and T. Second equation we will be getting from right equals to left forces. So we know in equilibrium, so we will be substituting right forces are 35 cos alpha must be equals to T cos theta. So yeah, substituting the values, cos alpha is 90 minus sine inverse of 2.4 over 2.6 equals T cos of theta. And what is your theta? The theta is sine inverse of 2.4 over 2.6. Now just find out T out of it. So we'll get it to be T is going to be equals to this whole divided by cos of sine inverse of 2.4 over 2.6. I know you think it seems to be a little difficult to write this whole, it seems a big working for you to write again and again sine inverse of 2.4 over 2.6, but it will help you getting the accurate results. Okay, so this will be equals to over cos of sine inverse of 2.4 over 2.6. So when you will be doing this, you will get the direct answer of T to be, you'll get the tension T to be equals to 84 newtons. Okay, use appropriate brackets to solve this whole. And now we need to find M. So we'll simply be substituting this value of T into your equation 1, this equation, to get M. So let's do that. So just substituting in this the value of T, that is 84 Newton. And so this solve this whole and divide it by 10 as G is equals to 10. So you can also solve this directly, and the answer that you're going to get for this would be 91. M would be equals to 91 divided by 10, that gives you 9.1 kilograms or kg. I hope you get this. This is your whole working for question number 3. So yeah, that's all about this.